It all begins with a jaw-dropping revelation: 540 drones, a swarm of them, launched an assault that battered a Russian shipyard valued at $2.5 billion. The resulting damage, the strategic fallout, and the implications of drone warfare ripple far beyond a single military strike. In this video, we'll dig into the story, walk through how it unfolded, examine the technical and tactical aspects, assess what was unique about the attack, and consider what lessons it holds for modern warfare. From the exterior vantage, the shipyard was once a fortress: massive dry docks, heavy cranes, extensive infrastructure, shipbuilding halls, logistics corridors, storage yards, and vast waterfront access points. Every inch was designed for durability, to withstand weather, corrosion, even sabotage. But drones don't fight like traditional assets. In that assault, dozens of drones hit critical structural nodes. Cranes collapsed, hulls under construction were breached, support towers were disabled, fuel and provision depots ignited, access roads were cratered. Where once workers and machines moved in coordination, the site turned into a maze of ruin, smoke, fire, twisted steel beams, gouged earth, shattered equipment. The exterior damage served not only to disable operations but to deliver a powerful psychological message: even the mightiest installations are vulnerable when swarmed intelligently. Inside, the story is shorter but telling. Production halls were breached, fabrication lines stalled, control rooms were disrupted, wiring hubs and sensor networks were knocked offline. Some internal compartments flooded or collapsed under secondary structural damage. In places, automated systems shut down in response to shock, further stalling repair and recovery efforts. When we shift focus to performance, meaning how the drones operated, how the strike was carried out, and how the defenders responded, the sophistication is chilling. These weren't simple hobby drones, they were coordinated, mission-driven unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, some likely autonomous or semi-autonomous. The swarm movement allowed them to approach from multiple directions at varying altitudes and vectors, exploiting blind spots. Some drones may have been sacrificial, designed to explode on impact or deliver shaped charges, while others functioned as reconnaissance or disruption units. Their endurance, maneuverability, precision, and resilience under countermeasure fire were key. Even when some were shot down, their numbers overwhelmed defensive systems. The defenders may have deployed anti-aircraft systems, electronic jamming, missile interceptors, flares, or directed energy countermeasures. But the scale and multi-axis approach made full neutralization impossible. The success of this performance reveals how drone swarms can shift the balance. For a relatively low cost per unit, adversaries can threaten major high-value infrastructure once thought safe behind layers of protection. On safety features, if we think in drone warfare terms, the design would likely include redundancy, electronic countermeasure resistance, stealth or reduced radar cross-section, failover navigation backups, e.g. inertial plus GPS fallback, collision avoidance, swarm coordination protocols, and hardened links. Some drones may carry self-destruction or jettison features in case of capture. Also, from the defender's perspective, safety meant layered defense, early warning radar, overlapping fields of fire, hardened bunkers, decoys, layered anti-drone nets or drones on drones interceptors. Still, the attackers penetrated through multiple safety nets. The contrast between what safety the attackers and defenders built, and which proved effective or insufficient, is a lesson in modern conflict. What made this strike stand out, its unique selling points, is exactly what turns it from a one-off event to a case study in future warfare. First, scale and coordination. Launching 540 drones in a single, synchronized assault is extraordinary. It's not a trickle of drones, it's a flood. Second, versatility of roles. Mixing reconnaissance, strike, disruption, decoy, and sacrificial units in one mission. Third, stealth and deception, using varied approaches, signal masking or spoofing, and timing to bypass defenses. Fourth, cost asymmetry. The resources invested in the drones are likely dwarfed by the value of the damage inflicted. $2.5 billion shipyard crippled by relatively inexpensive bots. Fifth, force multiplication. Even modest countermeasures can't easily scale to intercept hundreds of fast, unpredictable targets. Sixth, psychological and symbolic impact, showing that even hardened high-value military Industrial sites are not immune to drone swarms undermines traditional assumptions of fortress defense. Seventh, implications for deterrence and naval strategy. If shipyards, ports, dry docks, and coastal shipbuilding can be threatened, then the calculus of naval power, basing logistics, and fleet readiness changes drastically. Now, one might ask, what price in strategic, material, and human terms was paid for this strike, and at what cost to the attacker? The explicit dollar cost of the drones, support assets, launch infrastructure, mission planning, and risk is almost certainly much lower than the billions in damage. Even factoring in losses of dozens or more drones, the ratio is favorable for the attacker. But the cost is not just economic. There's the risk of retaliation, escalation, intelligence exposure, and escalation of drone arms races. The attacking side likely needed substantial intelligence, stealth delivery, logistics, launch grounds, and coordination, all of which may incur political or human risk. On the defender's side, the cost is huge. Lost capacity, repair or rebuild of the facility, interrupted production, strategic disruption, erosion of deterrence, and the need to invest heavily in improved drone defenses, countermeasures, and resilience. In conclusion, when those 540 drones crushed $2.5 billion shipyard, it wasn't merely a headline, it was a shockwave through strategic military thinking. The exterior devastation showed how brittle even heavily fortified sites are when faced with swarms. The interior collapse illustrated how internal systems and control points can be disrupted. The performance of the drones demonstrated what modern swarm tactics can achieve. The safety designs, both offensive and defensive, highlighted gaps in existing doctrine. Its unique selling points mark a turning point in how asymmetric forces can challenge conventional power. The price paid underscores the lopsided economics of drone warfare and the deeper strategic gamble involved. Ultimately, this event compels every military, every defense planner, every naval strategist to rethink. In the age of drones, no fortress is impregnable, and no infrastructure is safe unless we reimagine defense for a new era.